Bonjour. My name is Candida Rodriguez Kingbird. I am Red Lake Anishinaabe, Ojibwe. I am here today is recording from Standing Rock, North Dakota. Today is November 14th, 2016. New developments. We have had aircraft flying over our camp for several days, different kinds of small charter planes and what looks appears to be helicopters, coming through at night. They mostly come at night and they have their lights off, which is dangerous to other aircraft. They're using this space illegally. They don't have any permits or permission to be using the airspace above federal tribal lands, so they're breaking the law to begin with. Last night, the new development was that there was an aircraft flying over our encampment from approximately 1:40 a.m. till about 2:20 a.m. this morning. Every 2 minutes on the dot, they were encircling the circumference of our camp and doing what we believe to be spraying chemical agents down on top of us. This is an act of chemical warfare. This is an act of terrorism in the United States by the United States government against the indigenous peoples of Standing Rock and of this encampment. They are not reaching out to the sides where the police department has set up their barriers and their blockades, so we know that they are strategically placing these chemicals on top of us. This morning at 5:30 we came out because we heard the same aircraft passing overhead. It was verified to be a crop duster, and on the underbelly side of it, under each wing, there were two hoses which they use to spray down agriculture and poisons on top of different harvests that they're growing and stuff like that. So this is an act of terrorism. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep fighting for the people. We're going to keep fighting for the rights. These resources belong to our children. This water belongs to our children. This is our future. These kids need this land. They need this water. They need these resources, and they need us to stand and fight and protect them. Don't put this on Facebook. They'll take it back off again. But do share this with family. Talk to your family about this. Talk to your friends about this. Spread the news out there. Let them know this is an act of genocide from the U.S. government. This is a terroristic attack. Power to the people, man. We're not going to stop. Stay up.
These colorable terms now are used at a specific time to now further confuse black people who believe now still that they were enslaved in mass, instead of understanding that it was a two-way street. The ocean waves go both ways. So there was us being taken over there, people being brought over here, and then us coming back over here, having to buy back into our own estates that were now under somebody else's name. So when you know all of that, you understand then that once all of this happened through the Census Bureau, this also happened through the War Department, this also happened to the Bureau of Public Welfare. Once these blacks were denationalized, all of this land now was put in trust for these people who fell under the term Indian. So all of the melanated, real so-called Indians was killed, and then Caucasian people came and said, well, we want to apply for this. They said, well, you can't. They said, well, I'm going to give you $5. Meet me around the back of the fort and I'll give you $5 and you put me on the roll. And then he told other white people, and then they created what was called the Red Man Society or something like that, where they all could get certificates as Native Americans and then go and claim all that land. So all of these fake people that's talking all of this going down, where they talking about they Native American and I'm a quarter this and I'm a card this and the BIA this, all of that is illegal because none of y'all is real. The melanated Indian Choctaw, Shinnecock, the original Choctaws and Muskogees and Panahasaha and Raccoon people, all of them people in the ghettos in the United States, that's their reservations. So what's happening up in Dakota with the so-called people calling themselves Native Americans and fighting for that right, that's great. But once you fight for that right to get them off, the reason why you're in that position was because your ancestors cut your relationship off with us, who was the Big Buffalo people. But all of this was destroyed during the between 1791 and 1865, and then from 1865 under Andrew Jackson, then to let's say 1870, where they set up the Reservation Acts and all of this other stuff, and they violated all the acts because they know that you're not the original people.